Timer. That's a big timer.
The subathon stuff.
New subathon timer.
Negative 216 and counting.
Oh, jeez. That's
We need to regain some of that time.
Oh god, a subathon that we don't end until you get me to 0. I'll never.
Oh, no.
Game over. Game over, man.
You thought the subathon was over?
The
It's
ride
never
ends.
It's only just begun.
Mr. Bones' Wild Ride. But yeah, they've been dealing with some undead. They had their first book. They found the potential of a major undead artifact that then got put to use in the second book, where there was a cult that was using it to raise all the dead in the city and cause an undead apocalypse, especially since there's a necropolis in the city. But they managed to find him and put him and his companion down, and moreover took the artifact for themselves with the blessing of the church of the goddess of the dead. And so they get some well-deserved downtime, so they didn't really get a whole lot last time. I went right into it. So this session might be a little bit of bookkeeping, fun, roleplay, side questing, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's also a library that might have more information, or at least information that might just at least power you up otherwise, but may be helpful. The Library of Toth. Otherwise, you had been directed to go to the city of Tefu. Might have more information as well that would have a better library to search up the Forgotten Pharaoh. Yeah, that's what they're up to. We're waiting on Associate Goblin. He's at the bathroom, so we're just kind of chilling. A dolphin. Oh god, sorry. Oh my god, so many dolphins. Just or did I do that one where it's like, what is it, South Park? I need to... Oh my god, so many dolphins. What is this? It's the new hydrate. What is this?
Yeah, let's do it. Here.
No. That's 2. What was it? They kind of do that like quacking. Oh god, envy. I'm gonna have to disable some once I'm actually narrating. I'm not gonna narrate. Oh my god.
Well, here, I'll throw you a curveball.
Sonic the... Alright, 1 second. I still have another 3 dolphins to do, and then we'll get to Sonic. I'm laughing too hard. I can't keep doing dolphins. I try to think of the other names. I kind of do that little... I kind of like noise where... so long, and thanks for all the fish. There you go.
Thanks for all the fish.
Tell me you know what that's a reference to, Envy. Come on now.
No, I don't.
It's a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh!
Because basically, like, they were abducted, and basically, like, yeah, see, thanks for all the fish. They were the actual intelligent race meant for this planet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, Stormy's giving hero points to the boss. Alright.
It's not even a boss right now.
The boss died.
Yeah, but they're just waiting for the next boss, for a minor boss that the group is fighting this session. Alright, let's go.
Oh my gosh. Stormy.
Okay.
I'll remember this.
Right? They're Sith and they can use force points.
You're too slow.
Hey, we got a Sonic one. So I'm gonna have to save up my points so I can make a whole bunch of them.
Hello. A mongoose and a snake. Snake is... Well, I mean, snake...
I don't even know how to do a mongoose. What did a mongoose do?
Yeah, I have no idea what a mongoose is.
Let's look up the noise of a mongoose real quick.
Dolphin again? Goblin, you missed it. Stormy has discovered a new hydrate, and it's horrific.
Well, they squeak. Yeah.
I was trying to do dolphin again. Do they like a gerbil squeak?
I'm looking up the videos. Oh.
Although, we should probably move to the studio. Envy, I'll drag you up too if you can't join naturally, but we should definitely get into...
Don't worry about it. I'll
No, you can...
Yeah, they do little tiny squeaks. I'm gonna
meet you there. Are you kidding me?
Who put Dead Space 9 your...
There, kidnap Deckle.
Dude, Dead Space in Star Trek? That's terrifying.
Dead Space in Star Trek?
Yeah.
That would be scary.
Hey, Declan, you're gonna have to leave and
No,
rejoin.
so, like, you
Or,
know,
Your thing works on mine. What?
it's not working on their stream.
I broke it. I'm sorry, Declan. Leave and rejoin.
Oh no.
I've been broken.
You've been broken.
Goodbye.
I just did the recap, Goblin. No, you better not goodbye forever. I
Ah. Oh, that was almost a slip.
it was a slip.
Huh?
So I was
I
just
almost
getting-
said what state they were in.
Yeah,
We try not to say that without like I let other people say it, but I don't try to say other ones.
yeah. We don't want to tell him that he lives in California.
Well,
Envy.
You know, down in the south
Totally
on
sad.
3rd Street, house number. No, I'm kidding. I'm just making everything up so nobody.
I'm just gonna change Envy's name in the Discord to Dr. McDoctorson.
Commander Docs.
Commander Dachshund.
I
And he has a pet wiener dog because he also has a dachshund.
Yes.
Hello, Sin and Red Wolf. Good to see
I
you.
am totally gonna make that. Next time I have to play like a named CO that's not me. It's gonna be Commander Dachshund. And she has a pet dachshund.
I have to get home to my pet dachshund.
Dodgson, we got Dodgson here. Oh wait.
Hey.
Okay, I just did the math after adding up the total amount that we got from the auction and combining it with what we had like as actual like spending like just loot that we like money that we picked up that we hadn't like divvied up yet.
More money.
And it actually is a pretty good chunk of change. So per person, right? First off, the total gold summary from the amount that was auctioned plus the amount that we had just sitting in reserve came out to a grand total of 38,952 gold pieces, 413 silver pieces, 117 copper pieces, and 40 platinum pieces. Which ended up coming out per person to 9,738 gold pieces per person, 104 silver pieces per person, 29 copper pieces per person, and 10 platinum pieces per person.
I really wish my sheet wasn't locked up so I could have typed that when I could remember it.
I'm gonna screenshot it. Just gonna screenshot it, not even trip. It's also on the loot list if you feel like looking in there, but I figured it'll be easier if I just slap a little screenshot in a mummy's mask.
slap a deuterino.
Yeah. I know it's out of order because platinums are more valuable, but it doesn't matter. You've got the numbers there. So,
Yeah.
but that's it. That was all of the bookkeeping that we need to do. I was actually being a nervous Nancy and a diligent boy and getting it done today. So, everything is done.
Hello,
Just take
Gabriel.
your money.
Yes, it is.
Everything is done. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. No, I don't know. Gabriel, hello. Gabriel, you should post a picture of your fancy new toy in the Discord sometime.
So, Cursive, I know we talked about the banking system in this world before, but it was
Would you like a revisit?
yes, please, so much.
All right, so the banking system in Pathfinder works through the Church of Abadar, which there is one here. It's not as large as the Grand Cathedral, of course, but there is a Church of Abadar in the marketplace. You go there, and basically they can give you a few things. One is you can just simply leave it with them, and they have a set network of communication between their churches, which basically allows you to then just talk to the church and then get the set amount of gold coins back from that. Also, as well, to assist in your ones, they also have a thing that are known as bank gems, specially made gems, or even some countries gem coins. But in this case, in Osirian, they use little cubes that are basically just certain gemstones to denote certain ones, and usually have a mark to mark them as legitimate, as well as usually some you would know that they have some secret markings that they check for either magical or otherwise. That basically then utilize as you have those that allow you to basically turn like thousands of coins into a singular or different variations of coins that then could be used as currency. god, thank you for the hydrate and the stretch. Let me grab my water bottle. I'm gonna have to refill it here.
I got you. I'll pick up the slack.
But the Ooh! Was that just a gnome? Who?
Yeah,
That's what it sound like.
Someone got gnomed?
That was the
I
fastest.
just
one in the
know
West.
you all.
Gnome.
I don't know. I can't do it.
You walk through the streets of the desert, and then suddenly,
A random. What? Are you insulting my hair, Gabriel?
Is Gabriel roasting you right now? No way. Hold on, I gotta go
Oh my
look.
He
God.
wants me to do an animal imitation of a random crow saying how shitty their hair is. Oh, goblin's hair. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's saying
My mouse was
cute.
over the chat box, so I thought it said drow. And so I was like, a random drow saying how shitty their hair is. I'm like, excuse me?
Nah. Gabriel's getting at me. That's what it is. That's fair enough, actually. Also, what's up, Gabriel?
"Hi, Gabe."
Ka, get rid of the pompadour. Ka! Also, you have other fun things this campaign too, as Verlawaz is now walking on 2 legs and walking around as you as a rather. I mean, the amusing thing is no one in the Church of Pharasma would bat an eye as they see this odd, almost like, I mean, but to the commonplace, they'd be worried that she's some like intelligent undead or something, at least at a glance.
They don't know their own fucking religion. Tisk.
I mean, yeah, if a biblically accurate angel showed, oh god, start those memes.
Be not afraid.
Be not afraid, my child. Just like, nah.
Don't mind the 6 wings coming out of my forehead.
I have eyes everywhere. Even my fingers have eyes. Why are you screaming?
There's nothing to be afraid of.
Why do you scream?
I don't actually have ears, so I can't hear you. I have eyes for ears. It's not as good as it sounds. Doesn't sound good at all. I know. Insert Castiel vibes. It's not funny, Dean. The voice says I'm almost out of minutes.
Okay, so remind me. We have essentially downtime right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we sort of have a time limit because we have the thing.
I mean, the time limit is kind of superfluous because it's based on you're holding an evil artifact that you know there's a cult that exists that wants to utilize it, so they might find you and come try to take it. That's really your only timer.
I mean, it's probably just, it's probably not an evil artifact. It's probably more like, a misunderstood artifact.
And suddenly a bunch of corrupted vines open it, and there's just Lusitania being like, I want it, give it.
Right.
Gimme. I know the perfect place for this.
I don't stream on Sunday, Gabriel. I have a live game that's normally playing then, but I might not have a computer then because the computer's going in the shop tomorrow, and if they end up taking more than a night to do it, those are going in late afternoon, I might not have it Sunday. So we'll see.
I'm copying so many spells right now.
All depends on when I can get out there and get it.
Well, there was stuff I wanted to buy, but as I recall, you and I talking about it, like it would be a little bit involved. It wouldn't be super crazy involved, but it would be a bit involved. But mostly the stone plate. So I don't know if we were wanting to like do our shopping stuff now just to get out of the way, or
Yeah, I kind of trying to figure that stuff out. So
fair enough.
let's see.
Okay, you guys talk amongst yourselves, plan out your stuff on stuff that doesn't require the GM per se. I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Okay, now she's gone. We're taking over Wadi, right?
Yeah. So here's the plan.
Yeah,
can
we
cook
use the
that-
mask.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna strap it on the first priest we find.
Verlawaz cries.
I'm really trying to get along with you guys on this weird shit, but
I already had my shopping list squared away. Griark, do you know if you'd be able to slap like a like a weapon enhancement and stuff on my weapon like today, like this session?
if
Or
it's
no?
like, I think you already have a +1, you want to be a +2.
Yeah, +2, and I'd want to put Bane on it.
I believe that would take me a few days because you can only do so much per day.
Oh, really?
It depends if you have someone to help you if you have like someone who can like help you enchant, you can do more. But like, I think you only do like $1,000 worth of enchanting in a day.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
So it basically take 4 days if you're is the one I'm thinking about. Yeah.
Well, so the other thing is like doing stone plate. Cursive and I were talking about it, and it's really cool. It is, in fact, yes, very dwarfy. Go figure. But particularly, it'd be like me traveling back to like my folks, and then making it amongst my own clan, and then coming back.
That is a little involved, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little bit involved.
I mean, how far away you're from this country,
From
aren't you?
this area, yes, from this area. Like Streak's backstory, I do have a little bit of it written. He's essentially from a mountain range that is to the south of Wadi.
Hmm.
So
I mean, that's doable.
yeah, it's not super far away from Wadi.
Gotcha.
Not like going back to Haven to talk to Lucy about our artifact or anything.
Yeah, so we're going to an entirely different campaign. Have fun with that.
But other than the stone plate, while I was there, because I figure that's going to take a little bit, I might just try and because I would like to retrain my mercy away from disease and into fatigued, so that I can counter some stuff going on with my build.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
I'm probably going to do both of those at the same time, just to like cut down on my time spent. You know what I mean? But I'd imagine that's still a few days.
Yeah, I mean, if Dev wants to train up a weapon proficiency, that's going to be a few days as well. More than a few, honestly.
I just figured like we have time. Like if there's ever a time to do all this stuff, like it's
Do
probably
it before another Necropolis thing happens?
yeah, do it before the sky opens up again.
Yeah. I mean, I can enchant some stuffs. I'm going to be maybe building a gun. Depends on if that's feasible or not.
Well, by all means, if you have your own stuff to do, then like do your stuff first, and then I'll deal with mine.
What about you, Dev? What you doing?
Training proficiency, training hit points.
Yeah, hit points. My God, I did not get good hit points.
I have been pretty lucky.
We got a couple things to buy. We'll see if they're feasible. Also, I got to pay off. I got to pay off the loan I got from the Treasure of Abadar. Just so if I die, I don't lose my soul to the God of Commerce.
Right.
My God, my ads, they've started.
Your ads.
So it's only 4,500 for my retraining.
That's
really?
a bit. Jesus.
10 times your
What
level
is-
times the number of days.
4,000 to retrain. Right.
Well, I need a weapon, which is the same as a language, and then I need 15 hit points.
Oh, that would do it.
That unfortunately tracks.
That does track a Rooney.
By the way, what would be the total cost of you adding the Bane and stuff to my weapon if we were to do that?
Oh, if I was to add Bane to your weapon,
Yeah.
I believe would take $4,000 worth of enchanting materials.
I think the normal price is 4,000.
Normal price is 8.
Is it?
Weapons are expensive.
I mean, it makes sense, but also it's like, I don't think we're running out of undead anytime soon, so it's gonna be a lot of damage getting thrown, so it's worth every penny.
True.
A
Also,
lot of 2d6s.
if you're upgrading from a +1, don't you just pay the difference?
Is that the case? I always thought it was. I mean, if
Yeah.
that's the case, then it'll only take me 3 days to first 4.
That is the case, yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
continue. I'm here. I'm muted.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, so that would take me 3 days and 3,000 gold.
3 days and 3 grand.
Yeah, because the spell that I would need is just a basic ass spell. So
Okay. So that would be 3 days. Okay.
then you can have a nice undead killing weapon.
The apprehension.
For a while, it's just like it's so shiny.
I'm also holding some money aside to get Verloise some presents.
Kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I had the revelation that Verloise now has hands, so Verloise can make their own pickled apples.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to spoil the shit out of Verloise though. This would be 3 grand. Let me do some budget in here.
Budgeting.
My God, it's books.
Oh my god, it's full of books.
Oh God.
Metal Gear.
Finally a book to surpass the Metal Gear. Okay. Cursive, I don't think I got as far as to know exactly in distance from Wadi to the near the mountain range that Sarik is from. He's from this area. He's from a mountain range in this area. Just don't recall how far. I don't think I actually got to the point of charting exactly how far that is. So I don't really know what to do about that if I want to go back there to get my stone plate.
Also, I hope if I unmute so that you guys can hear me. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh my god.
Go figure. Well, for one, keep in mind you don't have to necessarily go to your hometown. There's going to be enclaves all over. So it's like you just probably got to get to someplace where they would be, and you just got to figure out how far that would be. But if you want to go to your hometown, then that would just be you got to just figure out how you want to get there, which would be probably either chartering a caravan or buying the stuff to do it yourself.
I would suppose I'd rather just find an enclave that's closer. No, I wouldn't. Sarik wouldn't. If doing this stone plate stuff is actually like held in regard to like dwarven families and clans, then he'd want to go home, like have it built there.
Yeah, I mean, and Mogrim's all about tradition and doing it the right way. That feels very fitting.
Yeah.
If anyone would be stern on being it, I feel like a Mogrimite would.
Yeah, for sure.
Make the sense, yeah.
So I think he'd probably the camel that we keep forgetting we have.
Theodore?
Yeah, Theodore the camel. If no one else is using him, I'd probably use him to travel that way.
I mean, I'm not going to be using them. I'm probably going to be stuck in Wadi for a while because I got to deal with my babby.
Yeah.
Fair. I'd probably bring Verloise with me as well, actually, now I'm thinking
Makes
about
sense.
That makes sense, yeah. I guess the question is if you think the trip is going to be dangerous enough that you need...
the weapon. Yeah.
Well, also need an escort. Because it's just you, a camel, and a psychopomp. It was like, if she's like, well, let's roll for encounter. 5 mummies.
God, I hope not.
5 mummies. It's because 4 was so fun.
Right.
Yeah.
I
We're
guess
a
that
little
is
higher now. So
one thing I forgot I was going to do, but
Well, here, let me tell you guys this. How about you guys prioritize the stuff that doesn't need my input? Get all that stuff lined up so we have a list. Don't do them like unless they require solving the other ones. But then get that all set up, because then I can also work on ordering my foodstuffs.
Okay.
You guys, and then I will work through it and think, because otherwise this will take longer than necessary. Not saying rush it. Take your time, and I will happily give you whatever input you need. But right now we feel rather scattered.
Right. Well, I just want to warn you of this, and just in case it's something you need to think on, is I was going to take leadership and get the mummy girl that we rescued.
oh,
Okay.
yeah, cool.
Yeah, definitely an option. I will have to make a token for her.
I thought about
Fertilize
taking
a token too.
the Oracle Girl, and I'm like, you know, it would be kind of bad if she died in a fight before she had the ability to like redeem herself.
Yeah, then just get her a reg. You know she's waiting for. Like she's like, I don't want to face judgment.
That's fair, but I don't. If I take anyone's leadership, it's probably going to be the daughter when she's old enough. You know,
Oh yeah.
that's if I take a leadership.
Yeah, which that would also be, since you knew that was going to take 2 weeks. If you take effectively at this point another 8 days, then you know that she'll have getting to the point where Sabti will be able to basically curse her into adulthood. So it is an option.
Yeah, because I figure if we're investigating the mass, like, well, you know, like she was guarding this thing. Maybe she's interested if she remembers it even.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly I'm just copying spells. Maybe buy a bandolier and a few minor shopping things.
Oh,
Build a rifle, maybe.
I found Streak's backstory. I wrote. It was before I wrote this before I had him named.
But yeah, I remember because you picked a spot. I remember you knew where. I just need to go break open a map and figure out where.
Yeah. Luckily, I put my sources in here.
Didn't you just post in the Mummy Mask channel?
Me? No, I wrote this like forever ago.
No. I could have sworn you put it up in here.
Oh, right. I had a whole... Yeah. Let me open these sources while everybody else figuring out their stuff. Cursive, and I'll see how far it is.
Goddamn gnats.
Gnats.
His family is, as a part of his backstory, cursive. It's an unnamed and exiled clan, but they reside in a village. It's right outside the Korarn Pass in the mountain range of Osirian.
Okay.
It's right here.
Oh. Did I link these sources and there just wasn't a map talking about?
Get the sandwich comes up.
Pure back.
Let's see. Amajuet. That was her name, right?
Yes, I'm not Joette.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I will post this in Mummy's Mask, though. It's a small map, and then I did a very childish-esque doodle of an X marks the spot for Sarik's hometown.
Here. Here is what Mummy and Daddy is.
Here.
Oh.
Does this map show Tefu? Doesn't.
Tefu, yeah, it does.
Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, yeah, Tefu. Oh, yeah, Tefu's just across the way. So that's a hell of a journey.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, there's Wadi, there's Tefu, and then, like, you're going all the way down the river. That's, like, a ways.
That would be a couple months.
Ah, never mind then. We're not going home.
You could get teleported there.
Yeah, you could pay some money and pay. You'd want to pay for a teleport there and back.
Yeah.
Under spellcasting services for the costing.
Let's see. 9th level wizard, 5th level spell.
I will take any amount of Pathfinder help to achieve this goal. Thanks.
I think the math on that's like 450 gold.
For,
And you can
for
take-
a round trip, or
Each way.
okay,
Okay, so it'd be 900 gold both ways.
actually not bad, all things considered.
Usually, if you're gonna have a wizard teleport, even if you're gonna have a teleport something for you, it's gonna be 900 gold because they have to teleport themselves back, and you know, like. You know,
I might have
pay
one
for that.
thing to assist you. Let me look up something for you.
No worries. Sorry, it took me a while to find a map.
Oh, Lamachu's flower. Dev, maybe you want to go over there.
I mean, good.
Let me double check one thing.
You know, I only drink Pipeline Punch when we do the Money's Master stream, and every time I forget what it tastes like until I drink it.
I don't have any of those right now either. I'm so bummed.
Oh.
Gear Dragon,
Hope
have
it
you made
is.
that like a ritual? Like to drink specifically Pipeline Punch and specifically...
It's specifically Pipeline Punch is the only energy drink I've had that didn't taste like ass,
Fair.
and I didn't want to fall asleep during the middle of a fucking stream.
Truly respect that.
Yeah, the only other way that I could really hook you up with anything, I was seeing if I could discount anything, but it doesn't really save your problem because
It's
you do have Sebti's assistance, and she likes you, and she said she'd offer any of her spell casting as long as it doesn't have a material. And she's a high level cleric, but unfortunately, clerics don't get teleport. The most she could do is she could give you wind walk, and even then, that would have to be for like for like if you were going alone. If she thinks like it's unnecessary, she's pragmatic, but. Point
yeah.
being is Windwalk would get you there, and you're probably gonna be there for longer than the duration, and then you'd have to still teleport home, which would require paying a caster to teleport there and back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. But I am taking Verloise with me. I want her to come back and meet the
Oh
folks.
hell yeah! Let me double check where Lawaz is.
Mom, Dad, this is my sort of adoptive daughter.
Kind of navigating off the page, but that's alright if they see me looking. I'm trying to find faster. Oh,
Much Verlois can teleport at will. No, I'm kidding.
teleport herself.
Yeah.
Plus 50
A lot of
pounds.
outsiders can, yeah. Okay, so we
Well,
just
she
have
could
to
go there.
We could shove Sarik into a bag holding.
Hold your breath, dear.
Just teleport there. Boop. You say like we haven't done that before.
Could you imagine that someone like tries to mug, I'm assuming Verloise, who's holding the bag, and I spring out of it? Wearing full plate with a hammer.
Angry dwarf, go.
I mean, there was a famous streamed group. I can't remember which one did it, but apparently one of their go-to strategies was they had a gnome barbarian druid, and they would fling the bag with him in it at their enemies. So basically, he would just be like, "Surprise, T-Rex!" And just like, "All right then."
It's amazing.
And at that point, I just like, you have a Pokeball. You have a Pokeball with whatever you want in it. Go, gadget rhinoceros. Go, gadget D20.
I suppose, Cursive, if you're okay with it, while this is happening, since teleportation is relatively safe, like teleporting to my people and then back, like I was probably gonna just leave my weapon with leave my judicial hammer specifically with Gear Dragon if she wanted to set that up while I was getting armor.
Yeah. This one I enchant it with something different.
It heals undead.
That would be such a dick move.
And then that's just like there's some fight where it's healing them, and he's just looking back like, "No, we're all gonna die," and just like, "Oh, maybe less funny."
Yes. Let's see.
Yeah, Bane is just a summon monster, so that's easy enough for me to acquire, and I got pretty good spellcraft, so it shouldn't be an issue.
Nice. I appreciate you.
So sad. Domino's usually offers like the whole thing to get like the multiple, and I was actually gonna do that, so I'd have multiple ones instead of just the one. I could just buy 2-liter. I found out that was more efficient, anyways. At least from them.
Considering it's only considering it's adding plus 2d6 specifically for undead, I'm just gonna leave it in the notes as plus 2d6, and then if it's an undead, I can just roll an additional 2d6 for damage. Does that make sense? Is that okay?
That makes sense, yeah. You just put in the name, Bane Undead as well.
Oh, just to like add the damage, so it'll auto roll.
Well, I was just saying, like, in the name of the weapon, it's like, so when you roll, it says, like, just a hammer, Bane Undead. And then you're like, oh, yeah, right, dead. Boo.
True.
I was trying to put my enchants and stuff in the name, just so I remember.
You guys waiting for me on something?
Oh, no, sorry. Didn't know who wanted to go first, really. Sariq was doing their stuff.
I just didn't want to talk over people. I just figured since mine was kind of like a hassle, I'm just gonna get it squared away, and if everybody else
Not a
wants to run
hassle.
something, we can.
Yeah.
I do want to kind of maybe role play out a little bit with some of them, like so. Like if you guys are going to, like in your case, like yeah, I imagine your family will be happy to see you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds like a good starting point.
Sure. Then, if that's the case, Deb, are you okay with that?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. If that's the case, then yeah, I leave my judicial hammer with my trusted comrade, who would definitely not put a heal undead enchant on my hammer, and then
See, if I had that other enchant, I would.
then I suppose I tell V like where we're going and why we're going there, and then go find a wizard and have him teleport us there and back, obviously. But
yeah, with the city now, it would probably be a few days into the downtime since the city doesn't fully come out of unrest right away. It loses a D4 a day, and you're at 9, so it'll probably be 3 or 4 days. But you wait a bit and prep a bit as Septi puts you in contact with some of the arcane guilds to make the plan. But the yeah, so I guess while you guys handle the other one, we can handle that. Yeah, Verlawaz is excited. She's probably heard of the area and even maybe gone similar, but never. I mean, this is the first time she's really existed outside of like either hidden or at least hiding in plain sight, doing her work. So, existing on a more live presence is. It's clear she's excited.
right.
And also to actually be not only on 2 feet, but she's actually not terribly so, but slightly taller than you.
I was gonna ask you how tall she was.
Yeah, they're medium, supposed to be. I mean, in her case, I imagine she's probably on the shorter side, but
Right.
just with. But interestingly enough, she would still really enjoy the pickled apples, but the one tribute for these, which is probably in those couple days, you'd find that she's probably once you point out that she can pickle her own apples and such like that. An interesting one for these ones is they actually move on to toffee apples. So but does seem to still be apples for this variant of Psychopomp.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
Sweets.
So I just imagine that's her experimenting with putting things like she tries them with caramel, she tries them with chocolate, and then tries toffee, and then like as you guys are getting ready, she's probably got a couple like prepared and wrapped. She's like she's happy to share them with Sarik, but you know like she's made like 6, and it's more like she's got a bit of a sweet tooth with them.
I think the day or two before we leave, like fully spoiling Verlawaz, like take her shopping anywhere she wants to go, whatever she wants to wear, whatever she wants. Just fully spoil Verlawaz.
Yeah, I imagine she's still fairly. I mean, she gets it. You recognize the same excitableness with her, so I imagine that she is quite excited to go shopping and try on a bunch of different things. The mask doesn't really come off at any stage. She can take it off, but it seems like it's just this otherworldly, scares the shopkeep kind of like black tendril smoke, and it's just this. But like worried that they're like, am I gonna die? Are these guys just? If it wasn't for like one of the guys who like saved the town, I'd be like terrified right now.
Like, no, it's fine. This is my daughter.
She looks undead. No offense.
Well, she's very much alive. It's fine. Thank you for your.
Probably in just her sheer awkwardness, just like, well, I did die once, and it's just that you're.
You're not helping my case. It's okay. Hey, why don't you go try that one on?
We'll say that maybe some less garrisons, like the baseline one, is kind of like a dancer's dress, and probably a more mundane. This one probably getting some things that are more akin to the area, both in regular garb, but as well as some like travel ones, so she can also kind of hide herself a bit, kind of take on a bit of a hooded plague doctor kind of look.
Amazing.
More with white Arabian, like, desert robes than anything, but since she can still overheat, so I'd imagine she gets a few sets of winter clothes if you're offering.
Yeah.
I mean, not winter, desert heat or hot weather clothes, so that she can.
Some stuff to help her cool down, or stuff to help keep her warm at night, things like that.
Yeah, probably a bag so she can have whatever mundane stuff she needs.
Yeah, we actually
Probably
have an extra backpack. Just give that to her.
Yeah, she starts probably getting some like. You realize it's just a lot of adventuring baseline stuff, so she can handle herself. Since she can kind of fly and teleport, there's some things like ropes and stuff. It's more she worries about getting, but I imagine you could probably assure that either you have it or other people are already carrying it. She's like, well, I might need to like set a line for you, and it's like, well, doesn't mean she has to lug it around because she's not exactly strong. She's still fairly weak. She's more dexterous.
It's okay, V. I'll carry the rest of it. And I'm literally not able to be encumbered, so it's fine.
Like, until you can't move, it's fine. I always love that part of a dwarf. A dwarf can drag, move, and do everything just fine until there's just like the one feather too much, and then it's like suddenly nothing moves. Oh, that's too much. Remove the feather. Whereas anyone else would be like gradually slowing down. Also, first of all, Stormy, utilizing the another portion of that very generousness you did at the end of the subathon to feast again. And second of all, Chad is making my order. It's a superior order.
Amazing.
Chad.
You have the best order you've ever seen.
Also, the fun thing, since I'm going to pizza, it's another entry into that Chevy Bolt competition. I'd love to win that. Getting a car would be a big step for me. Let alone getting a, oh, that'd be so cool to get a fucking electric car. I don't know about the Bolt at all, if it's good or bad, but you know, I'd be down.
I hear it has wheels.
It has
Hey
wheels.
Chevy, I'd plug the shit out of you if you want to like.
Our Chevy was good.
Do you want to like a little bit of stream attention? You know, just, no, don't rig a contest to my favorite guys. Bad. Anyways,
I think I just give you one.
you know what? Just give me one on a sponsorship. A good lease. That seems fair. I know my parents won that in a drawing at a grocery store. A lease on a van that they ended up buying.
Nice.
Nice.
Everyone else was always like, "Oh, that's how they get you." And it's like that. It was a really good deal, and it was like with all the accoutrement that would have made it like 10 times the cost. Like that thing was decked out. Your wheel warmers. No, just kidding. Anyways, I'd imagine what she also has fun with though is probably the first time you take her out to go eat something, so she's not just like eating like a bird or something like that. Like she's just, and it's clear she's not never done it, and like she does remember going out, but it's been literally hundreds of years. So since she's not as old as like the Wati like 4,000 year bit, but she is around. She would reveal to you that she did die around 1,200 years ago. So there were still Thessalonians running around. There was still Eridan was still like had just become immortal. Since Eridan's fall was around 800 years ago.
It's pretty crazy. So she really got to see the rise and fall of that guy? Huh.
Yeah, she would have seen him when he was still mortal, is what she would recall, and like she knows that he came from one of the nations of the Far East and came over but was affiliated with the so she has some. She would probably pause and like, I can't go into utter detail or like lead you to hidden treasures, as then I'm sure my lady would be very angry, but point being is it's been a long time since I sat down at a restaurant, but that's probably where it sparks her language. That plus Griark mentioning that she could make her own pickled apples. Maybe she has a conversation with Verlois that she liked the food, but she wants to find someplace that serves pickled apples. Because like the advent of no one serves those except for the church. No one wants pickled apples. That's a you thing, girl.
Yeah, I hate to tell you.
People eat weird stuff, so you know
That's
maybe
true.
it's
But I don't think a restaurant would serve it. You know what I mean? You wouldn't find it at a restaurant.
probably not. Yeah.
You could probably order at it more than a few that have it, because you also have to mind apples are an exotic dish here, since there are no orchards within 100 miles.
It sounds like German food, to be honest.
A little bit, yeah. I was thinking that.
I've tried pickled orange. It's not. They're not. You don't taste the pickle. You taste the sweetness with a sharpness. It's like the orange wins, and so it's like I can only imagine that it's still very like on the bitter end of sweet, if that makes sense. The kind of tart, but and so I'd imagine the apple is of a similar vein. At the same time, if they utterly unjuice it, then it has no taste. It tastes like an onion. So who knows? I'd imagine the juice would still be involved. Yeah, pickled onions are good. Or I just like tossing whole cloves of garlic in when I'm making like potatoes, just because that stuff turns like into like It's like a mashed potato bowl with garlic in it. So good. But I imagine you find that she seems really. The whole point of this is that it seems like with a little bit of goading, she'd probably really enjoy cooking. A level of creation that doesn't really involve life or death per se.
Nice. Yeah, I think like in our downtime, like in the future, I might like see about just bullshitting around, like cooking some basic stuff with Verloise just for the fun of it.
Yeah, I imagine she'd really enjoy that. The first probably starts with her just learning how to make her apple and just like being impatient about pickling, like how long it's gonna take before shifting to. That's probably what gets her on the quicker ones. Like, well, apples go well with this and this. This is called peanut butter. Hey, apple and peanut butter is amazing. Don't know. I love that shit. So I should buy if I get to go to the groceries tomorrow. Anyways, yeah. So otherwise, you take the teleport out that way.
Cool.
As you arrive in the Crescent Valley, you can see the sure enough the bustle of normal Droll. There's a couple nods and such, but even though like it's been probably a while since you've been here, since you've made the trek out of here, it's not that no one's unhappy to see you. Quite the opposite. It's just they're all very much doing their thing, and just a nod's all they can afford. Just like, hey, how's it going? Nice to see you. Just keep walking.
Yeah.
It's all business.
V, it's very important. We don't say we can't say we can say our clan name to each other, but we can't tell other people what that is. So if you hear Windmaster out here, it's fine to say it here, but don't say it back in Wadi.
To which she gives a nod.
Okay. That's it. That's the only special thing we have to do out here.
I understand. Yeah, she probably stays pretty quiet, but otherwise just kind of waving and trying to like look at pretty much anyone working by, and just she seems to take a very close look at generally just people, where it's like it's clear that she kind of like leans in close and seems to be like as if she's squinting to see a detail that's like 100 feet behind them, until you realize she's looking directly at them. But
Right, she's just figuring it out, just seeing the hustle of people. Hadn't seen it in a long time.
yeah, and she's also looking at more than just like their fate and their death time to write down in a thing. She's no longer a secretary, so to speak. And plus
Their souls.
plus the whole seeing further thing that her race can do too allows them to see a little bit beyond
Right.
the scopes of fate. So she's it seems like people always draw her attention, even if they don't seem to be terribly entertaining.
Yeah.
If they are, then she seems to get very enraptured. Like if probably before this point, if you came across a street performer, she's very much the type you have to remind her it's time to go. Otherwise, she'll probably sit there and watch them until they're done, or not realize she should be tipping.
I think I'm more or less just like leading her like by the hand, like through our enclave, like just through our
That makes sense.
area.
Probably
But-
though, you do probably still get a couple looks. Most of them, anyone who's probably not even just like religious, but like good with the religion, because there's maybe a couple that probably get like at least a double take. Even if they know what she is, it's probably just the fact that she's walking around and like doesn't seem to be on a mission. Seems a bit odd, but not to the point of offensive.
Right.
And Mogram does work with psychopomps too, so they could easily assume she would be a Mogramite, apart from the fact that she does have pharasma emblazoned and colored, apart
Yeah.
from her mask showing the black and white.
But I think Sarik would go to his father's shop. Like Sarik actually does have obviously a craft skill, and his is in fact an armorer, but it's not going to do him like too much good here for this.
Mm-hmm.
But a part of that whole backstory thing is like his father and stuff, like keeps going back, like they're all armorers. So you probably
Yeah.
just go and try and find my dad's shop and see if he's still in business. It's been a few years.
Yeah. Going over, you can see that the shop does still look to be there. Looks like the sign is as much as it is. You do see a bit of a scorch. It looks like they may have had either a larger forage fire or some sort of scorching on one window, but nothing of major damage, although the window looks new. But as you go in and step in, you can see that the counter is empty, but you can see the billows moving, and you can see what you assume to be his hand moving over and pulling a chain. This looks like they're working there. As you release the door, there's a bit of a bell as it closes behind. One moment, feel free to look at any of the stock. Just kind of shouts from the back. But
Don't worry, take all the time you need. It's only been a few years.
probably there's just there's a little bit of like a sigh and then a bit of a laugh coming from. But yeah, true to his word, he seems to work at finishing the thing, even with you being here. Although you'd probably hear a bit of a him kind of tutting to a song or something kind of softly now, which he wasn't doing when you came in. Just kind of I think of the tale like Gandalf when he was driving the whole like caravan through like the whole like just tutting a song. But meanwhile, Verloise moves over to look over at some of like the hanging swords on some little racks for display and such. But yeah, coming out still covered in a fair bit of forged dirt and soot, and just wearing an apron. Nothing really under that one, but then you can see he's got like some like looks like some chainmail sort of leggings, and then just he pulls up the goggles and just like it's utterly clean under them, so it makes like this staring kind of raccoon mask bit of eyes, and just aha. All right, my boy comes over to offer you just a stern Hank Hill handshake.
Oh, for sure. I still give him like an awkward one arm like hug.
Yeah, I imagine I was gonna have him like clasp your arm as soon as you take it, but it's very much that just the why hello, son. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's not.
He's a little square. It's okay.
What are you talking about? This is really emotional for one of these. No, just kidding. You can say how you can design your home how you want.
But yeah.
What brings you back? Do you need money?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine, Dad. Father, this is Verloise. Verloise, this is my father. Dad, you know I got really involved in the church, and
that I do. He kind of looks back at you. I imagine if you got involved, he's like whether or not he was prior. I don't know if I have that info about past wise.
No,
but I imagine that like he probably got more so once you got involved with it, and like he's not just for like going through the motions. He's enough that he's not like off put by Verloise, but there's probably a little bit of a quizzical like father look and he's sitting there like, is this like what conversation is this?
Father, this is Verloise. They're a servant of Our Lady Pharasma, and by extension, a servant of Magram, just like myself. And they're accompanying me.
She curtsies as you say that.
And she's accompanying me on my adventures, and more so than that, I am now her. Well, for all intents and purposes, I am now her protector and her steward, which I've taken upon myself pretty heavily. So I wanted to bring her with me. I'm back here to receive some new equipment, and I wanted your help with it. But I also wanted to have Verloise meet my family.
Oh well then, as he goes to step forward and shakes her hand as well. So I've seen like pictures in the books and such, but I'm still the first I've met of your. And then she's just kind of laughs. It's a pleasure, sir. But it's been quite fun, actually. I was normally actually. I was recently given this honor to help out in this regard. Well, speak plainly, girl. What do you? It seems like you had something else. So tell the. Are we going to tell the story, or are we going to just? He kind of looks to you to see if he's like. It seems he's curious. He doesn't know fully on it, but...
Dad, Verloise has saved my life at least a half a dozen times, and essentially, I am her father for all intents and purposes. And in that regard, she's very precious to me. So that's it. That's the entire story. There's no other shorter way for me to cut this.
He kind of just gives it up. All right. Well, thank you for looking out for my boy, then.
Yeah. I think Mother would have loved her, but it's all right.
Well, you are more than welcome to go and speak with her if you like. I don't know. But...
I'll catch up with her later. For now, I actually wanted to talk to you. I was wanting to make a suit of stone plate.
He kind of gets a bit of a smile behind his beard, and he's like, "About time. It's about time. I can't believe my boy comes back. He has like a girl of his god with him, and now he's going to become a man finally." As it's just Verloise kind of gives a quizzical look because he's not exactly familiar with dwarf culture.
Just rubbing the bridge of my nose, just pinching the bridge of my nose.
Trying to make a man out of you.
Yes, Dad, it would seem the time has come.
And here I thought you were going to be in your teenage years until I was old and gray.
Well, I kind of have a kid now, so I think we're past that.
I mean, I thought these things were supposed to be like, wouldn't she be able to, wouldn't you be her kid in this?
Well,
I mean,
I
not
mean-
that she.
Not based it. It's a very weird family dynamic. Can I just get some basalt, please?
He nods and snaps his fingers. You're right. Let's. But he walks him back and he pulls out first some plates as he looks at some baseline ones for making some your own ones, but he kind of pushes that aside like he doesn't need it. Instead, he moves back and then he does pull out some slabs of different stones that can be used for the different layers. But moreover, he pulls out an imprinting set that looks like it hasn't been used in some time. You'd recognize it as family ones, basically represent like the runic ones for like the like it usually is just over the left pauldron. It's generally just family, like this is who I am, and then like the right is usually this is who I'm going to be. And so in this case, as he pulls out all those ones, he's like, all right, so how many generations do you want to mark on it? Because we have ones for your great grandfather and great grandmother, and we can go back like I have 6 generations here. If you want 10, which is all we have in the family, we can go and speak with some others, and I can go talk to your great grandfather's still technically kicking. He exists in an arcane lab, but we can still find out where he has him.
Sorry, I'm actually checking my backstory because I actually have a thing for this.
Basically, think like the little like British shields that show like the little family
Right.
and how it
the family
evolves.
crest. Yeah, there's a bit of betrayal in my story, the gasp. I'd like to go back 7 generations, Dad.
All right, so I'll have to go speak with. We'll have to find the 7th one then. That might still be here in town. I could go speak with some. I'll talk with the town scribe, and we should be able to get that for you. We can start on the rest. It's
Yeah.
all meticulous. I assume do you want to do it yourself? Did you want me to help? Did you want?
How about I do it, but I'd like it if you were there with me. try to make sure I don't mess anything up.
Got it. Are we putting anything interesting? And do you know what stones you want to use for it? Do you have any preference? You said basalt. Do you want it all to be basalt? You don't
I
need to
want-
necessarily pick, but it's if you wanted to make it something flavorful, you could.
Right. Actually, do we have any? Is marble an acceptable thing, or is that like super
Yeah,
fancy?
marble's doable.
Because marble's
I mean,
black
if-
and white, which is the this is the color
Holy
scheme,
colors.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, marble's acceptable. You also would know that you could also do imbuing with stone plate. I think there's a whole section on it too on doing the dwarven armor modifications. But there's also if you use any sort of sediment, any sort of sediment, you may at that stage. Sorry, pardon me, brain fart. You could imbue it with something like put something into the stone before you reharden it into a new shape, kind of thing.
Oh, cool. No, it's okay. I don't have anything particular I want to imbue.
Okay. Definitely doable then. So here, we'll go over some baseline designs for the rest of it. There's a few different ones for your pauldrons too of how you want them, but he basically works you through different settings on how you want it to layer, how you want it to look. But definitely very customizable in that regard. And there are actually customization rules that if you want to look at, you're welcome to. I think I mentioned them before, I can try to find the page for you. Otherwise, it's just armor modifications, but there are quite a few that are dwarf only, which are referring to stone and full plate when they're basically making their family ones.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because you can basically get burnished, deflecting, double-plated, jarring, nimble, razored, slumbering. There's more than just here, more than Piffer D, because I know there's a whole book devoted to it too. But it's mainly just if you want to, if there's a certain trait you want it, like burnished, not really functional for stone because that's like your stuff reflects light. So if there's ever a bright light or bright light source, you start blinding them.
Would it be
like-
possible for me to like look at these and then like tell you
Yeah,
which one I want?
we
so I
could
don't have to-
backpedal it because it does take investment. You do have
Yeah.
to pay more for them, and it does increase the weight. But a lot of the drawbacks for them, like deflecting, is a great one. Deflecting is one if they miss by 5 or fewer, you get a bonus on your next melee attack roll against that opponent during your next turn. Because you
That's
basically put them
amazing.
off balance. And then it normally reduces a lot of them have drawbacks, like ones where like, oh, this is lighter and easier to wear, but it lowers your AC. Dwarves ignore most of them because most of them aren't. They reduce your speed or they increase your encumbrance. But they're made so that dwarves just are like, nah.
Right. Yeah. Then I'll bug you about that later, so I can get the link and I'll look at them. But I don't want to take up too much time with the.
Okay, so I think I linked it to you before, but let me double check. I can easily. Ooh, getting a message from Planet.
Cursive went quiet, and the music that I'm playing just suddenly became much more suspenseful and intense.
Oh no.
You're done.
Trying to figure out what Gabriel's on.
Gabriel?
Doing.
So what happened if a honey badger and bear was combined together and throw it at them?
That's called an abomination, and I imagine rage. Sorry, I should have answered that. All right. But yes, you can go through and do whatever designs. You can choose what you want, what material. You don't need to decide all that right this moment. It's fine. But yeah, just put in the cost. And you could work with him on it. With some help on it, it would cut the time in to make it a lot less. And I don't run with the standard crafting. My house rule crafting would make it so it's not at least months, because normally plate takes quite a bit of time. However, yeah, he'd have to go and get probably some more plate ones, since he just probably looks for the sigil to add to make it match the other ones. So, but whatever little bit to try to assist with that. But you do also have some other bits of your family coming in, maybe some cousins and such coming in to assist, and just which they help it get done, as it's definitely very much a family affair if they're available. And since you came to your hometown, there's no reason they wouldn't all make time in their day. None of them drop everything to do it, but well, that would be abhorrent anyways. Oh. But coming in off hours so that you can try to get it done sooner. Also said they could have a hand in making it, or at least be here, and even if that hand is just them coming in and getting a drink for you or something while you're working.
Right.
This doesn't mean that they have to necessarily have hands on your armor, because plenty like to make it where it's like, in this case, you said you wanted to make it in just his help, so I imagine most of them are just like helping you fetch materials or giving you tools as you need them.
I think I would still have like my parents and maybe even Verlois do some like carving, you know what I mean, and like help me do some shaping and like actual fitting and stuff, or like add their own little touches. I might even have Verlois like somewhere on one of the pauldrons, like etch in like her mask, like in one of the pauldrons.
Yeah, even though the color has changed, the design of her mask hasn't changed, and that's actually how they generally keep identity, is the actual design of the mask, let alone not the colors. Even if the colors may shift or get more or less colorful as they go. But so she'd even offer at that point, if you wanted, she could try to put a little bit of herself in the armor.
Sure, that sounds handy. Is this going to be like something where, like, if you were to die, you would come back out of my armor?
Not so much. There's something you can get for that, where you can also make it so that she could actually. There's actually a full-on enchantment you can get for your armor. It doesn't cost too terribly much. I think it's only 1,000. That allows either animal companion familiars or leadership cohorts, or otherwise, like in this case, since she's technically your divine bond, which is one of the set ones, that they can actually hide in your armor. That they literally just become the sigil that you make for them, and then their size determines what size or what heavy the armor. But since you're making heavy armor, that can carry up to large if they pick up to huge size. But granted, I don't think even she would go above huge unless she went for one of the bestial psychopomps, which it's very unlikely. You'd have to goad her to want to do that.
No, she'll
Go
make any
become
choice once.
Go become Godzilla.
But no, I think that's about it. I think I'd craft most of it and have like, my father craft a piece, my mother craft a piece, and then have for the wise like, at least carve a sigil onto one of the pieces, like one of the pauldrons or maybe like a forearm.
Yeah, she could put her mask in and then put also a sigil that basically means her name. She had explained that it basically means her what's known as her outer name, because there's basically the inner name, outer name, and true name. You actually have a vague notion of her true name, just because of the divine bond. Like you guys having that connection means that you would have that connection. But you also know that that's very like her understanding. Not to mention your family name is very keen to the true name aspect, because like she would because true name is so bad. Like if it ever got out, you would be able to have her. She'd probably get enslaved by anyone who knew what to do with it. But in any case, she carves a personal sigil that basically is her that looks like the Pharasman symbol, but with a certain collection of hers seems to be thorns on the interior of the curve, but then the exterior seems to have feathers. But in any case, and then she offers, she's like, if she wanted to imbue it, she's going to put a little bit of her blood on to mark the room.
Sure.
She's making sure that she has your permission before she does it. But otherwise, then yeah, you'd see that her blood bleeds a very bright white blue, similar to the color you've seen of Pharasma's touch. That shows that she still burns very much in Pharasma's, even if and especially with her chosen clothes, I imagine she picked a lot of white, since it's going to keep her cool in the desert. But then all the accenting is black, and her mask seems to match. But yeah, probably marks that up on your, probably in her case, probably on your shield arm, since you're both protecting her and she's also protecting you.
It's very fitting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, I need to listen. Let's see if they left at 8:09. Oh yeah, they're about to be here. The tracker never works anymore, it seems.
Chad.
Jessie. Oh, she's delivered before for me.
What about Chad?
Chad makes it. It looks like she's dropping off a different order, so. Alright, I can at least keep an eye on it. All right. So, other than that, if there's more you want to do, I was just going to do a little bit of roll, because, it's family. I can never really, you go do it. Okay, it's like, come on, you're going back to see your family. It's gonna be cool.
Truly not. We don't have to roleplay anymore this game. It's gonna be us working on armor and then essentially celebrating coming back, because it's been a few years, and then just like hanging out with the family and doing dwarf shit for however long it takes.
I imagine they probably want to hear all about, probably as much about everything else you've been doing up to the point. They probably first hear about, your adventures, the actual, book 1 and book 2 stuff. But they probably seem just as interested. Well, what'd you do before everything went to shit?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd catch them up on my research involving, the clan's exile and things involving, our clan name and other things that happened generations ago and all that other good stuff, just Sarik's general research that he's been doing, the whole reason he went to Wadi. But that it's slow progress, but it is good progress, and that, he's found a good group of adventurers and friends and comrades, and that they're making their way. But that's about it. Other than that, drinking, making merry, making armor. That's it.
Strange little lizards and a man who loves fire too much.
So let's shift over to Dev, I'd say. Dev, how would you? I mean, we know like like she's already a fan, but like with the effectively half undead girl, Amajawet, like what would you go to like a couple days ago? Like what would you say like as far as like just say hey, do you want to come adventure? Is like what's Dev's pitch?
I guess starters, once things calm down, I would just go to basically get to know her better and I mean, I just wanted to say there's no hard feelings about the trying to kill me and all. I appreciate the
Probably a bit of a laugh
control.
at that. Good, because if you held a grudge and then like there's ever a point where you got mind controlled and then like hit me, I would have to hold a grudge back. It's like it's just how it goes.
Of course. But no.
Turnabout's fair play and all, but yeah, I'd say that probably after the first couple days, once it's clear, it's all just winding down. They move them down to this section here, which was one of the guard posts, but was abandoned by those that couldn't hold their metal.
Yeah.
But in any case, they basically took all the undead and vampire, basically the sentient undead that didn't want to be part of it, that were kind of part of the pulse.
Mhm.
None of them drop dead afterwards if they have an intelligence. The ones that were kind of risen and worried, such as like those ones, unfortunately do. But it seems that their sentience remains, but it does become a point that like, well, they have the upside of the ones from the Festered Sun don't have a sun vulnerability or even a light vulnerability, so it's not terribly dangerous for them in Wati. But apart from the fact that but they do go under heavy guard almost constantly. But not quite. It's still a grand house and barrack, so it's not exactly like a concentration camp. But they're still not allowed to roam freely in case they start figuring out how to potentially spread. But they are fangless, so they bear canines, so I mean, maybe not fangless. They could certainly draw blood with a bite, but not like a vampire can.
Right.
But their fingers are clawed if they so get angry. But you see them there, and it seems like she, like without your influence, would just be spending time there and trying to act as a bit of a go-between, since she's not technically fully undead. She's half undead.
How is it being alive again?
Interesting to say the least. I had fallen in battle, and so I thought that was going to be the end of it. I didn't think, and most of the time I don't exactly. Most of my time wouldn't say yes to a resurrection magic unless the purpose was very clear. But it's already been done at this stage. Falling upon one's sword would be poor form.
True.
Oh, there's one problem with the Majawet I didn't consider. She's higher level than you could take for a leadership cohort at this level.
Yeah.
She's level 9.
Nice.
I could dilute it, but
That's fine. Just make Dev 11. Just grant Dev 4 levels.
Congratulations, Dev. They grew up so fast.
That literally would turn into her not one-shotting, but severely overshadowing the party. But because I'm not against it, it's just at the same time, I mean, I'm against her being much higher level, but
Yeah.
trying to think of a good way to solve this. I mean, I could fiat and just say like maybe she starts getting a little bit sick, and then the church is able to help before it takes her, but she gets weaker.
I mean, it could be that she wasn't mind controlled by the cop pulse, but was like boosting her.
Empowered by it. I mean, I was accounting for the boost, but yeah, maybe it took some of her skill with it. Because that's not all that weird. Because it could be that maybe it took some of her legitimate her own self-earned power with it. Because evil artifacts be evil,
Yeah.
Which I could cover it well, and then we could drop her down to 5. Also shows me where I can build to her, but yeah, so she'd be a level 5 Inquisitor. I'll just have to retool her character sheet. Oh. Multi, thank you for the 100 bits.
Hello, Monty. And hello,
Monty!
Hello, Crunk Lady. Welcome to the chat. Probably said that wrong.
Oh, that's probably my door. 1 second. Let me let me
Yeah.
at least put the stream.
Might be Crunkleby.
Hello. Hey, let me buzz you up.
Every time she tries to mute, she doesn't mute.
Oh no! I let my headset fall off the back of my head, and now it's like 'cause I pulled it back so I could hear my phone, and now it's tangled in my hair. 1 second.
Oh.
All right, there we go. Domino's is coming up.
I just thought it was amusing. Let me mute. Doesn't mute.
I muted. I said I muted to stream.
Oh,
That's for
okay.
stream. I did mute.
I got you.
I didn't mind if you guys heard me, but
Just everyone else's stream.
I otherwise have to do it twice.
Yeah, no. I'm just teasing.
Literally, it's ringing. I don't know what you want from me because, like, literally, it shows her still like at the bridge. So I had no idea that they were that close still.
I'm just
You know, there's a
playing.
bridge. I'm gonna throw a easy Mac cup at you. I don't know.
That just sounds like a reward.
Easy Mac is amazing.
Oh no! Don't do that.
Eh,
Have you
So
given
like, you're good. Would bracers be wrist slot? It would, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is our wrist slot.
Okay. There's been a magical item that I've had for a long time that I just straight up didn't have like on my person. That would have been immensely useful, actually.
You're just always trying to nerf yourself. Always trying to nerf yourself.
I really am. This would only be super.
Just
duper
nerf yourself.
useful.
He's just playing on hard mode, you know?
Yeah.
right?
Got to challenge himself.
I really have been. I don't know if you guys know this. My first Pathfinder campaign. I'm already just too good at the game.
Naming yourself Kara at the onset. You know, it's just.
But yeah, I guess she'd ask her, you know, have you given any thought to what you're going to do now?
So far, keep all the blind people away from harming the civilians, but it seems at least the Pharasmans are doing decent with that as well. She gestures to the guards, kind of guarding the area. Seems she has a bit more, whereas they try to like urge the others to stay in if they don't need to come out to do something. It seems like she's able to come and go, so like has a bit more casual relationship with them.
Sure.
Still, and any close look, you'd see that it still seems like there are certain parts of like even like her arm, like where it comes away from the joint of her elbow, like just seems to just thin down and looks a bit thinner than like should be physically possible, as it's. But give me a second. I'm gonna go grab me one of my pizzas and
Yeah.
get my food.
A cat has arrived.
One cat.
A singular cat. And she is flopping for me on the ground and is enjoying belly rubs.
I guess you would be more concerned if multiple cats arrived.
I
Identical
in fact,
cats. Wait, did we have 2 cats this entire time?
Wait a minute.
They just never been in the room with each other at the same time?
Oh, is that worry when you see a stray cat outside that looks exactly like your cat?
Oh my god, we actually had that with my last house. We had a really big problem with that for a while.
The problem is just the solution is just keep taking those stray cats in.
Yes, but then if one of your cats does get out, you won't know which name to call.
True.
Oh my god.
And then back.
Just like dye part of their fur color.
Dude, Stormy and Mars just showed up in my stream.
Oh.
Nice.
This blew me up with oh my god Vine spam.
Oh my god.
No, yes, it. Oh my god.
Alrighty. But why? Did you have an idea?
Well, we are going to be looking into the cause of what happened. I didn't know if you might want a group to well, I suppose to call your companions.
I suppose it would be more useful than just staying here and babysitting, but part of me also thought maybe I shouldn't interfere.
I mean, you're part of this world again.
That's true. Would I be of use to you then?
I believe so.
I think anyone else asking that I'd probably say no, but you did also help me as well as all these ones. I think I can't exactly. Very well then. Does this make me a mongoose then?
Well, I suppose if we add you to that registration that we had to do. But yes, honorary mongoose.
In the distance, some orc mongoose.
Aha! Round of drinks for that man.
It's always an orc. I've noticed. I've always like just some.
Because it was the group of orcs that we were partying with.
You're damn
I'm
right.
the most enthusiastic about it.
You know?
I love the monkeys. They're my favorite team. Everyone's like, a team of what? I don't know.
I don't know, but I hope they win.
We already did.
Someone tries to tell them that was just for the necropolis. No, man. They did more than the necropolis. They did a whole lot of stuff.
No, dude, it's not even a phase.
Like, you're just not a true monkeys fan, alright? You don't know all the stuff they do. Just...
Deckle, thank you for the resub. Monkeys, for sure. Yeah, somehow you hear Sarik's voice over the wind, just very faintly. Just
Wonderful.
It's not even him shouting at that moment. That's just like one of the prior times he shouted it. It's just
It's just still echoing.
yeah.
We're not famous for our heroism, folks. We're famous for our call sign. Our catchphrase.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of true.
You tell people like what do you think the catchphrase of the Indigo Mongeese is? They're all trying to figure out what a mongoose noise makes. It's just mongoose. Everyone's like,
Like, what the hell is that?
Everyone thinks a mongoose is just basically a Pokemon.
you're gonna get to the final boss fight and there's gonna be like a crowd. They got like mongoose painted on their bellies and shit, and they're all painted. And you're just like, appreciate your enthusiasm, guys, but this is kind of apocalyptic. Yeah!
I'll take the morale bonus, thank you.
Okay. We could build around performance combat. It'll be great.
Yeah.
You're not entertained?
We'll just do a Guardians of the Galaxy on the end boss, whoever it is.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier.
Dance off, bro.
Not for nothing, but if that dude broke it down and started dancing, I would have been like, all right, man, you know what, best movie.
I think there's a blooper out there where they actually do have a dance off.
Amazing. See Gamora going at it.
I mean, I do believe there's a Pathfinder spell you can make someone dance, so clearly need to make that like a specialized spell perfection, just preparation for the final boss.
One of my favorites, I think it's the chorus leader. is it's a bard archetype. It allows them to use the enthrall spell or their fascinate ability, and then when they do that, regardless of whether they're good or not, the people affected by it will sing and or dance accompanying the one. And I'm like, that's Peter Griffin. Shapoopy, shapoopy. Just it only lasts as long as you continue the song, so it's clearly just the shapoopy moment. All right. Anything else that needs GM education for the education setup?
Education.
Intervention.
I could use a
Intervention.
ton of GM education, actually.
I do need to roll because I want to buy a magical item that I will have to find.
What's the magical item?
A amulet of mighty fists, menacing.
Okay, and what's the value on that one? 4,000?
4,000.
Let me double check one thing. I had the Wati stats up. I think that might fall under the base value.
Okay.
Indeed, it does. The base value is 5,200. You don't need to roll shit.
Jeez, nice.
The purchase limit is 25,000, guys.
Okay, well there you go. I was gonna look for an endless bandolier. It sounds like it's probably there somewhere.
Wati's a big town.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah, true.
think it's a large city, and that's without the necropolis. Like, I'll tell you guys right now, like, because it's not related to this campaign, but eventually that necropolis gets opened.
Oh, cursive. Sorry, not trying to backtrack super hard, but I almost forgot.
Oh, dear.
Could I have found another Mogram paladin maybe in my hometown?
Definitely.
To retrain my mercy.
Yeah, I'd say there's probably even Mogram paladins and clerics in Wati, since it's one of the biggest ones for Pharasma. I'd imagine every god and demigod she has under her probably has a small temple in Wati.
Right. I just want to make sure I get that clear. I don't want to take up too much downtime, so I just want to get it all handled at once.
Yeah.
God, Barks is so good. I love Barks Rapier.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it's good.
I
Arcs
was
is great.
doing retraining as well for weapon proficiency and hit points. I don't know if I need to
In one of
find
the
someone.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a small list of some crafting stuff and some training stuff. I had a couple RP things. The rest is mostly just bookkeeping. And one of them was it might not even be an RP thing. I wanted to get basically permission to go back to the necropolis and talk to that crystal dragon. I wanted to try and I wanted to basically buy something off her that she felt was like a good representation of her her artistry and skill set. I don't know if that would run me, but
Like you're looking for something she has.
I'm looking for something that I can send back home. That would be like,
Something to represent her.
yeah.
Yeah, like normal, she likes the gemstones and such more so than not. So if you wanted to use some of that, but at the same time, that stuff trades 1 for 1, so that easily is part of the value that's split. So you could easily just that was Shardazad.
Yeah.
Our cute dragon friend.
Yeah.
Probably happier that there's not a bunch of undead guys running around.
Probably. Now she has, reign over the necropolis a little bit.
Yeah, among the assorted glassware and jewelry, I imagine she probably has some that none of it's purely draconic, just since dragons are fairly rare in this vicinity. But she finds one where it just seems to look kind of like scales, like it maybe is supposed to be representative of maybe a snake or even a crocodile. But she always thought it was nice because they looked kind of pearlescent. It just seems to be a kind of a gold wire and then like a sort of pearlescent lapis lazuli for the scales themselves. Looks like probably only about 100 gold.
Yeah.
Their total
Uh,
assorted glassware and jewelry is only worth about 1,000 gold, so I can't imagine there's a lot that are
Gotcha.
expensive.
Yeah, I would have probably come with like some small gems too that I should like. Some probably like if I could find like some small value diamonds,
Yeah, I'd say doable.
just trade them.
First, you'd see that she's very excited that you returned.
Yay!
Or goes to show you everything again. I
There's
reorganized.
a-
See how different it looks now?
Yeah, it looks nice. I mean, it looked nice before, but now it looks really nice. Have the Phrasmans given you any trouble, or?
She shakes her head no. She's like, no, they've been good. They've been killing the undead, and most of them just seem to fall down.
That's good. That's good. I mostly just. I know someone that I think might like your stuff, and I was already sending something back home anyways, so I thought I'd like just get something from you that I could send to them. I don't know if they'll like actually even see it anytime soon, but like I don't know, I just feel like a nice little thing to do as thank you for housing us in your lair.
She just gives a nod. She's like, it was a nice night, and then we got to fix your compass thing.
Yeah.
Did you find what you were looking for with it, by the way?
Yeah. Technically, yeah. Someone else has it currently, but we did manage to find the guys that was using it, and we stopped them, and that's why there's not so many undead anymore.
Yeah, that probably gets her pretty happy as she just kind of so it directly helped.
Yeah. You protecting the compass and repairing it directly led us to being able to find where they're hiding. So yeah.
I don't see why there aren't more dragons around. That people should keep them around because then things will get done faster.
Well, I mean that's basically Haven at this point. I mean, I think I mentioned before, like it's basically run by dragons.
Sounds like a smart country. It's just that little bit of ego coming out of her.
I mean, there are other countries that have dragons. Not every dragon is, concerned with how the country fares versus their own horde. So
I found a book of some country that apparently is across the sea, and they don't like their dragons, and they like not only like go and hunt their dragons out, but then put the dragons on their shields like they like them. And it's like, and it just seems really dumb. I threw that book away.
wait, where is that?
She seems to be. Well, do you want to give me a knowledge local? You might know what she's referring to.
I mean, I feel like out of character right now, but it's just
It's I mean, oh yeah, you're certain she's referring to Taldor, because Taldor hates
Okay.
dragons, and then they hunt dragons, and the families all have different types of dragons for the grand dragons that their families have killed, and like, if she probably have to get a little more detail and like ask me what type of fighting, because like that could be referring to the land of the Norn Kings, but when she starts mentioning men clad in metal who ride horses, who set out to kill the dragons like for glory and stuff, she's like, it's so stupid. Like the dragon's clearly going to be better and stronger than most of them, and just like they have to like try so hard, whereas like if the dragon tried just as hard to do the same kind of stuff, they would just get obliterated.
I mean, yeah, we used to have that problem with Brevoy. They wanted to kill all the dragons.
Sounds like a stupid country.
Yeah, well, it's technically it doesn't do. It's confusing. I don't know if Brevoy even exists anymore.
We don't know.
We don't know. Yeah, I mean there is some static with that back home.
Hopefully these people are nicer then.
Hopefully, I mean, I don't think the people of Wadi are going to give you trouble.
It's not even threatening, but just kind of like more like a little kid. Just they better not.
Well, I mean, occasionally people Yeah, something you always gotta remember is that a person can be stupid and a person doesn't represent the entire place they came from, you know? So unless, like, someone comes as a representative of Wadi and starts shit, then, probably not the citizenry to be mad at. But I thank you for your time and your hospitality. I hope your horde grows many, many times the size. You have a long and healthy life. And we will probably see each other again. I imagine this is not the last time, but shit happens sometimes, so there's a little worry. Oh no, we lost cursive.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, she's quiet. And I check her stream. Ah,
Oh, did she crash? Oh no!
yeah, her stream crashed.
No.
So at 7th level, Char got big.
Noise. Thick wolf.
Thick wolf. He can drag and push up to 7,000 pounds.
What? Shit, why do we need Theodore anymore?
What happened? I was deaf and I was talking to stream. What happened?
I said for 7th level, Char got big.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How
He's
big
now-
is Char?
He's large and he's strength 24.
Oh, Jesus!
He can apparently
Don't let
push
him eat
or
our
pull
camel.
7,000 pounds. I'm like, well, what do we need Theodore for?
Truly, don't let him eat our camel. We still paid for them.
Welcome back. Welcome back, Sky.
Eating camel? What?
I was bringing up that Char got large at this level. He's very strong boy.
I was telling Dev to not let Char eat our camel.
Uh-oh.
Did she crash again already?
No, not.
I hope not, but
Here.
bad luck. She only crashed once yesterday, but then again, she wasn't streaming yesterday.
Right. That or it was Windows doing something stupid like, oh, you need to update now.
Well, since we have a second, do you want to know the piece of gear that would have been very useful that I just haven't been using?
Yeah, what's
And
that?
Was that thing you got from the auction?
No, actually, it is a. It was one of the bracers of armor that lets me move an additional 10 feet.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I think we even discussed giving it to you for that very reason.
That's
Yeah.
exactly why we discussed giving it to me, because I move it 20 feet per turn. That is particularly why, yes. It's fucking unreal.
You know, I guess it's better than having level 1 hit points.
You know?
She went again. Yes. And yeah.
No.
Oh, she's back.
Hello.
You know?
You okay?
I think so. I mean, we'll see. I'm less mad about it now because it's like, well, it's going in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Fair.
This one had a different error that I hadn't seen. What was it? Page fault in non-paged area.
Oh.
For First one was memory management. Gonna Google what that means.
And the wolf now has an amulet of mighty fists.
Oh, yep.
Get him. Gotta get him in the fight.
About my meditation crystals. Before I got the feat that's going to make those super crazy, but still useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Useful.
And I'm live again.
Yay.
Yo.
Sorry about that,
Nice,
guys.
nice.
It happens.
It does.
Hopefully less after tomorrow.
Yes. Indeed.
Hopefully not after tomorrow.
Right?
Yeah.
So where were we?
Indeed. I believe we just finished up with you visiting the Crystal Dragon.
Yeah, unless she had more she wanted to talk about anyways. Every time Sky's silent, I'm worried that's crashed again.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at the options for their service repair schedule thing. Just because I was making sure after we're done with the stream, I'll be looking more at that because I got to see if I got to call ahead or something. I also got to move everything that's not baseline stuff onto my external hard drive again.
Gotcha.
Oops.
All right.
I was like, what's going on?
So what's next? Oh, it was a conversation. It was like the hopefully no one
Yeah.
does that with the dragon, and then
Yeah, I didn't know if she had anything else she wanted to talk about, or I basically started wrapping up the conversation, and I realized you were crashing.
oh, does it make a funny noise when I crash or something?
No, it's just that you were quiet for like a minute. I was
Yeah.
like, I just kept talking, like filling air, and I'm like, wait.
Yeah, I literally heard like I said my thing, and I heard you start, and then it just went. Then you went silent for a second, and I saw the crash happen.
Gotcha.
So she's probably fairly gregarious, just because she doesn't get a whole lot of people. She has a little bit of an ego, but at the same time, she's very easily malleable to, especially to people that she likes that aren't being mean. So it's like it's clear, like if she starts doing an unpleasant behavior and sees that you're finding her or like being, oh, I guess I should leave because you're being like, then she suddenly is trying to fix it. Since she just kind of live a bit of a sheltered life.
Yeah.
She's kind of like Alphys, more obsessed with pretty things than Alphys than intelligence.
Gotcha. And I mean, as far as the people want to go, maybe start getting out there, talking to people. The Pharasmans, I'm sure, would love to know more about what's going on in the necropolis and know that it has a guardian that apparently has been approved by Pharasma.
I suppose I could learn magic to make it easier so they don't all run in fear of my terrible fangs and claws. And she's this large house dog sized dragon. I'm so scary.
I mean, you could.
I mean, at the same time, she could tear you limb from limb, but
Right.
Where would I start? Do I just go at the door and be like, knock, knock, hello, I'm here, I'm your...
I mean, I could introduce you sometime. I'm going to be in Wadi for a while. We are heading out at some point. We'll probably be back after that, but I'm pretty like they already know about you, so like it wouldn't be difficult to get you an escort and talk to them and all that. They can't really object to you having a lair here. I mean, again, you were kind of Pharasma approved.
When I was born here, it kind of belongs to me more so than any of them, They weren't exactly using this cave.
Right. Well, it's more than the fact the cave's located in the necropolis. So it's like it's a cave.
Oh, so if I build a wall around all of humanity, then I get to own all of humanity and tell them they need to get off my continent?
Well, no, but I mean, the necropolis has been here for like, I don't even remember how long, like 1,000 years or something? I don't even remember.
Well, obviously my mom laid me here. Maybe it was over 1,000 years ago.
No, I mean, that is entirely fair. I don't know. That's entirely fair.
Can we just keep the dragon?
Can I
Right.
just leadership cohort the dragon? Technically, if I was high enough level, but
Yeah, that's expensive.
that's a very high level you have to be.
Yeah, if she was younger, if she was a wormling, you'd be the right level for it, but let's see.
I'm not seriously trying to leadership her.
That'd be
Just gonna
cute,
look,
though.
now I'm curious.
I remember being very, like, I think like 8 level gap between their CR or some shit.
Yeah,
That's
CR
ridiculous.
plus 8, I just got to that. But that's for a full dragon, though, because full dragons are tougher.
Yeah, fair.
It's like there are ones where it's like they have like the Dracothal, just like the horse dragon. And that thing has a breath weapon, so it's not like...
yeah.
And that thing is actually only 2 CR higher.
Yeah.
So like you'd literally be viable to do it because that thing's a CR2. So in this case, though, crystal dragons are still fairly close. They're primal dragon. They're 6+, and so doesn't mean you couldn't get her later, and then suddenly have dragon flying around. But but the problem is that level that they're so much weaker than you are. It's like
Yeah.
they need better systems for that to like
Yeah.
to rein them in.
I guess I just didn't want a party like going around collecting dragons.
I mean, you're limited to 1 leadership cohort, guys. So I mean, it's
It's still 4 dragons.
No, that man's just not giving up for all of us.
You know what I mean, though. Like in mechanics wise.
Okay.
one second. My thing's no. I'm just.
Oh no.
You're fine.
Rectus?
You're fine. I was just trying to load a program and then it had taken control of my mic, so I was trying to get past it.
Oh.
I'm not gonna be using voice mod, but it tried to boot and then it said it wasn't logging, that my account wasn't found, so I got scared because it deleted all my voices once, and so it's like I'm I was like, don't you dare say I don't have an account. I paid the one-time fee, not the monthly. So one-time fee is equal to 10 months. So that didn't make sense for me to do.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't make sense for me to do monthly if I'm, it's like, if I pay 10 months, I get it for life.
Right.
And I'm just,
Yep, yep.
I was just like, oh, here's $60. There, I have it. And then they deleted all my voices. So it's like, I have to go. Anyways, still bitter about that.
Yeah, you should be.
But all right, I gotta open the books here. I'm like, wait, where'd it go? And I'm like, right, I gotta open my PDFs. Luckily, I figured out how to enable my recent files tab on my Windows, so that's been helping a lot.
Hey.
These are the crashes. Let's get back to Shardazad. Oof, lagging. She is a juvenile, so CR7. So you'd have to be 13 to take her.
That's a later problem.